getting answers to your immigration questions. Let's go to Catherine in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Catherine.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have a question for you. My son was deported in 2003 they said drugs, which he said he didn't have any drugs. He's the wrong person, whatever. But anyway, I reapplied for him in 2017. He got approved. I got an approval letter last December.
What were the drugs?
I don't even know what kind of drugs it was. According to what he told me is that he was walking across the street and the cops pulled him down and said that
Catherine.
Yes, sir.
Catherine, I believe you. I'm sure your son didn't have drugs. Let's take it as it is. But this is the facts. The facts are that unfortunately he pled guilty to some possession of drugs. Okay?
Yes.
And that's all that I'm just telling you practical. Okay?
Yes.
So practical, he pled guilty. Whether he was guilty or not, that's a whole other story. That's a whole other discussion for another day, but we're here to solve immigration issues.
Okay.
So if he pled guilty, he's guilty. End of story. At least immigration thinks that. All right?
Right.
Now, if you have any drug offense, unless it's simple possession of marijuana, you can never come back to America, even if you file for him. So all of what you're going through is meaningless.
Oh, okay.
Except if it was possession of marijuana, if it was a marijuana case. Because with a marijuana case, you can, you still can't come back, but you can have some hope that eventually the marijuana laws are going to change in the United States of America. And then you will be able to come back. They're already, already passed the House of Representatives. It's not going to pass the Senate, but maybe in another year or 2 years or 3 years, you never know.
Right.
Now, the other thing is if it was simple possession of cocaine, depending on the jurisdiction, it's also possible to argue it's not a drug offense.
Right.
But those are, arcane legal arguments. But the basic rule is you have a drug offense, you're not coming back. So, unfortunately, that's the case. How old was your son when he got his green card?
He was 11 years old.
Did you become a U.S. citizen before he was 18?
No.
Did his father become a U.S. citizen before 18?
No.
Unfortunately, then, we just got to wait for law changes, but he's not going to be able to come back right now.
Even though it approved for him to come back, it still wouldn't work?
Well, he's approved for a visa petition, but then when he goes for his interview, he's going to be denied for inadmissibility. They do it backwards.
Okay.
It's a backwards system. They should be checking his admissibility right up front also, which they don't. So it's they don't. So they check his admissibility at the end. So after you get approved and you go through this entire process, and it's just one big waste of time for you. I'm telling you the truth. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's the truth.
Well, that's okay. I'm glad you tell me the truth.
All right. Hang in there.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Elizabeth in Boston. Elizabeth.
Hello?
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hi. Your voice is too far. I can't hear.
My voice is too far?
You hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Brad, can I have approval? I want last year in November.
Right.
So can I do adjustment status now because I have pending master hearing.
Who's sponsoring you?
My husband.
Is he a citizen?
He's U.S. citizen. Already I approve I want.
How did you come to the United States of America?
Visitor visa.
Yeah, file the adjustment. It's going to eventually have to be approved by the judge, but file it so at least you get a work permit.
Can I do my adjustment status now?
Yeah, you can file it now. It will get transferred to an immigration judge eventually, but file it so at least you get the process going.
Okay, because
But you still have to do it. Eventually, you're going to adjust your status through an immigration judge.
Oh, okay. Because 2020, the judge told me my hearing, my master hearing.
Okay, file your adjustment. If you want, you can make a motion to recalendar to get a quicker hearing. You're eventually going to have to do it through the immigration judge. You need a lawyer when you're in removal. Why is your lawyer not telling you this information?
She's in the vacation. She's not here. That's why I need to.
Maybe you need to hire a lawyer who doesn't take vacation. All right, but hold on.
But
yeah.
But can I send it now? I get my adjustment, or I have to wait until the 2022?
I just finished telling you the answer.
Okay.
So listen again.
Okay.
File
Okay.
it now. It eventually has to be approved by the immigration judge, but at least you'll get your work permit going.
Mm-hmm.
And then you should make a motion to recalendar your case because you have the I-130 approved and you've already filed a pending adjustment.
Okay.
All right? And when your lawyer comes back from vacation, they should be telling you that. Hold on. Let's go to Emma in Noblesville, Indiana. Emma.
Hello. Hi, Tim.
Tim? I'm not Tim. You looking for Tim?
No, everybody's a team on this.
Oh, hi, team.
No.
Hi, team. No, I'm Brad. You're not with the team. I thought you said hi, Tim. I'm like, you're calling the wrong show. There's no Tim here.
No.
Oh, team. Hi, team.
I think I got a little break here and there.
Okay, Emma, you're live. You're talking to Brad. What could I help? How can I help you?
Wonderful. Hi, Brad. Nice to meet you. So I have a question in regard to the I-212. My husband was recently sent back upon arrival.
Why did he get sent back upon arrival? He had a summary inadmissibility. You're telling me at the airport?
No, he did not. They suspected that he was coming in with an intent to stay.
Okay.
At that time, we were not married yet. So
why did they think that?
Pardon me? I don't know.
Did he get a summary inadmissibility, or he just got requested to withdraw his request for admission? Do you know what happened?
They just denied entry, did not offer any deportation, and they offered him a bar. However, when we found that
1 second.
bar,
What do you mean they offered him a bar?
a 5-year bar on entry.
All right. So he did have a summary inadmissibility.
Yes.
Okay. So now, how long ago did that happen?
A year ago.
Right. And you're a U.S. citizen.
Yes, I am.
Right. All right. So you have to file for him, and you have to do waivers. And he's going to need other waivers because obviously there's some sort of misrepresentation issue. But before you do anything, you need to get a FOIA to find out what happened at the airport. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.